At the Kennebec Valley Humane Society, we believe in creating a kinder community by nurturing the bond between animals and humans. Please join me in welcoming some furry friends. Welcome back to Happy Tales at KVHS. You're going to meet some wonderful dogs and cats in this episode, starting with Winston. Winston is a 5-year-old Rottweiler mix who came up to us via our rescue partner's road trip home. He is very sweet, likes meeting people and other canines. Winston is looking for his forever home. This little 3-month-old puppy is Tia. Tia just had a bath, clean as a whistle, cute as a button, looking for her forever home. She's really just gonna need to learn some manners. She is a puppy. Tia came up from down south also via our rescue partner's road trip home. Aren't you precious? Aren't you precious? Tia is looking for her forever home. This rambunctious sweet boy is Dozer. Dozer is a 1-year-old Rottweiler mix who came in as a stray, full of energy, goofy, looking for his forever home. Isn't he handsome? Oh, Dozer, you have been playing since the minute you got in here. Dozer is looking for his forever home. I am here with Gershwin the cat. Gershwin is a sweet fella, 2-3 years old, who is FIV positive. He will need to spend the remainder of his life as an indoor cat, and if he's with any other felines, they must be FIV positive as well. Gershwin, you're such a nice boy. Friends with anybody he meets, looking for his forever home. This little 2 or 3-year-old sweetie is Little Miss. Little Miss can be a little shy at first, but she does warm up to her person once she starts getting some gentle attention. Little Miss would do well in a home with folks who are laid back and where there's not too much commotion. She is darling. She looks like my old cat Sadie I had for a long time. Happy to be here today, as you see. Little Miss is looking for her forever home. I am delighted to be here today finally with my friend and our board president, Jane Lincoln. Welcome.
Thank you, Chris. I'm thrilled to be here today.
I've wanted to talk to you for a while, Jane. You and I have been on the board for quite a while together, and it's been an exciting trip from where we were, I guess, years back, thinking about going into a new facility, to now being on the last handful of months and certainly the last year before we open the new shelter. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jane, and then some of the things that you do as a board president and some of the reasons that you are compelled to serve on a board such as this?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And thank you again for having me here today. I'm absolutely delighted. It's really my privilege, as it is my privilege to serve as a board president. I actually have lived in the Kennebec County area since I think 1976.
The year I was born, Jane.
Wow, it was the year I graduated from college, but I shouldn't say that on film. I worked in state government for many, many years in a number of appointed positions under 4 different governors. My most recent was as Chief of Staff to Governor Baldacci. And when that administration ended, I actually retired. And retirement has been wonderful. But one of the great things about retirement is it really gives you more time to be able to go out and devote your time to things that you're passionate about. And the mission of the Kennebec Valley Humane Society is one of those things that I am passionate about, as are you and many members of this community. I've been on the board since 2017. And I actually have been president since January of 2022. And so you serve a 2-year term, and so I'll be serving until the end of this year. But as you mentioned, it's just been an enormously exciting time. It's taken a lot of effort for the board to assist the organization and Hillary, the executive director, in being able to have it culminate to this point that we'll hopefully be in a new facility in August. So we're all very excited about that.
Right. It's so exciting. And a lot of those leadership skills that you acquire do translate, I'm sure, to being on a board and being able to serve more effectively. What types of people should be interested in serving in either our board or other nonprofits, other situations like this? Can you give a recommendation, I guess, whether it's a time of life or whether it's a particular personality type or skill set?
Yeah. Well, I will say that I think that any board should be very well-rounded. I think our board is. We have people who've served in the private sector, the public sector, executive management, CEOs, people who've been in human resources, people who have done development and fundraising, have experience with other nonprofits. So I think you need to be really cognizant of getting a group of people who have a well-rounded set of skills. But more importantly, they need to be really devoted to the mission of the organization, which ours is certainly, to nurture the animal-human bond, basically to enrich the lives of people and enrich the lives of animals that we're placing, through, placing them in loving homes and giving them, hope, healing, and second chances, which is part of our mission. But the other thing about being on a board, and which I think is special about our board, particularly right now, is having people who respect each other, are willing to work together, willing to talk about differences, if there are differences in approach, and who are willing to put themselves forward and work to come to a consensus on decisions at the end. I have served on a number of different boards since my retirement in 2011, and I find this board in particular works extremely well together and always focuses on getting the job done in the best way possible. So I think that's important. We didn't just get here overnight. We spent several years looking at long-term planning, strategic planning, organization of the board. How do we create a dynamic, create an organization where we get the best out of every board member? And so we did that. It wasn't easy. We didn't always agree, but we came to agreement. And I think that taking that time to organize properly and use everybody's opinions and what they have, the skill sets they have to give, have really helped to put us in a position that has allowed us to go out and fundraise, work with the community, send a common message, send a universal message, and that hopefully has helped Hillary and the great staff here build a foundation that has needed to be built to build a new building and expand our role in the community and the services that we provide.
I think it's remarkable how animal advocacy in particular can bring together people from very different walks of life. And that's been one of the most special and rewarding things for me as well. Come here, Benny. We've got a friend we need to introduce.
Friend, yeah, this is Benny. And Benny actually was an owner surrender here at the Kennebec Valley Humane Society in 2015. And he was 3 years old. And my partner and I were very lucky that we were able to scoop him up before somebody else did. He is the best little boy. He's 10 now. And I will forever be grateful to the Kennebec Valley Humane Society for providing me the opportunity to have this bundle of joy in my life. However challenging he can be at times, but this guy's a sweetheart and I love him right to death.
Does Benny want to get up on a lap?
He might.
Will he let me pick him up?
Yeah, oh, he will, yeah.
Over here, buddy.
Oh, that's just a little noise he makes. There you go. Hey, look. Look who's on TV. This is your cameo.
Handsome, handsome,
He is handsome. But this is just, one example of, we have a great life with Benny, and I have to say he has a great life. He's really with us, never alone. We try to take him on exciting adventures. He has enriched our lives so much, and there are countless examples of people from this community who generously have opened the doors to their homes for animals who need loving care and who give it right back. And I have been, one of the things that I have felt just very happy about is just how engaged this community is. We serve 23 communities in Kennebec County, and at first I was surprised at just how quickly so many of our animals are adopted into loving homes. Our dogs, our cats, and the other thing is just how many people are willing to come forward and volunteer and give of their time in taking care of these animals here at the shelter while they are waiting for their forever home and people. And I just, it just feels really enriching to be, a part of that. We basically developed the organization. It's in terms of the board of directors, in terms of what we provide. But it's really about assisting, supporting, and strengthening the executive director and staff in this organization so they can do the great job that they do in taking care of these animals who are in need of comfort and shelter, many who are in need of health care, preventative health care, surgeries, and they just do an incredibly remarkable job in readying these sweet, loving, wonderful animals as they await, a loving home where they hopefully can spend the rest of their lives. So.
And they're fortunate, as we are, to have a director like Hillary and a staff that's so outstanding.
Yeah.
We know that from traveling around the state, looking at other facilities.
Absolutely.
In anticipation of building the new Nancy Schumann shelter on Layton Road in Augusta. And those are some of my best memories, too, of going with you and going with Dave Benner and some of the research that went involved. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Jane, I admire and respect you so much and appreciate your leadership on our board and as a face of the organization. It's been a real honor and privilege and pleasure to serve with you all these years.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris. I feel the same way about you, and I found that research that we did in anticipation of looking at a new building out on the road, visiting facilities with you and Dave, were just so enjoyable and educational. And I find that it's still helpful today as we're looking at the construction of the new building, and you and I attending the construction meetings and trying to provide some helpful feedback and assistance.
And it's special to meet all the other folks around the state who are part of the larger mission, and in the network of folks that rescue animals from down south, that place animals that might be seized or in a situation where we need to, place 50 different, collies or beagles or one sort or another. It's special to have that connection and be our ambassadors from KVHS as well.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. And with the new building, one of the exciting things is that we are taking a lot of animals from down south who might otherwise be euthanized in where they're being kept. Hopefully we'll have the space and the resources necessary to bring more animals in to save their lives, to place them in loving homes, and also the ability to expand what we can do in our clinic in terms of surgeries, also expand spay, neuter, preventative health care, and really helping people in the community support the animals in their homes, as well as expanding education, educational opportunities with the community, children. So I'm just so excited about it. I think that Hillary and the staff here do a remarkable job with the resources that they have and with the budget, and totally appreciate the support we get from the community. But it's definitely time, and I think to move into a better facility that will expand what we can offer to this great community that we live in, and that ultimately is going to translate into helping these wonderful animals in our care, have the opportunity to have the loving life they deserve.
Well said. Jane, thank you so much for being here. Benny, thank you for being here. I think you're ready to go back to Mama.
He says, no, I'm not. I like you, Chris. He says, I hear you have a number of animals in your own home.
I do. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Jane.
so much. It's totally thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Happy Tales at KVHS. Please feel free to share this video, spread the word so that we can help more cats, dogs, mice, and otherwise find their forever home.